Hi there and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lisa and today we're going to be using mixed media on our journal pages. One thing that I love about doing scrapbooking pages, when you've got the big 12 by 12, you've got so much space to play with. However, when you're in a journal, it can be a little bit trickier with the mixed media because you've got your pages already bound in and quite often you don't have the same amount of space. So I love mixed media, but as you can see just by flicking through this journal with me here, I hardly ever play with it, use it on my journaling pages. I've got a little bit here, a little bit of paint there, but to be honest, my pages are quite clean in my journal. So I thought we would play with some different techniques and I'll share a few ways in which you can use mixed media on your journaling pages to make it a little bit easier. We're going to be using some stamps. I've got some stencils, pens, inks, all kinds of things, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. I will also be doing this as a class for my Patreons. If you're on the online class tier, we are having a Zoom this week. I will leave the link and the details below if you do want to join in. And then you've also got a full months of other bits and pieces if you did want to join in with us. And you get access to everything from the last year, all the online classes, the downloads, videos and everything else. First thing I'm going to do is to paint one of my stamps. This is one of my favourite stamps. I always like to have a board to lean on just in case I get messy stuff all over my desk, which I do quite often, especially when you're using like the spray inks. I am just going to paint this over. This works really well if you've got any larger stamps, and it's a lot of fun. I don't tend to clean my stamps and stencils and things. I quite like it when I get a little bit of colour from a previous project. This is one of my favourite things. I've done this a lot, and I'm just going to press this onto patterned paper. Something I also like doing, rather than just doing the one for my page right now, I like to do a few at a time, and then I've got some extras so that if ever you want to make a quick page or even just like a card or something, you've got bits and pieces already to hand. That's the only thing with mixed media. Obviously you can use a heat gun, but you do need a bit more patience. It's not fast moving, which is nice when you want to kind of enjoy yourself and relax with it. So I'm going to be able to fit a couple more in. Let's just do the top half of these leaves. I love these. I'll give you a bit of a close-up in a sec, but using paint and stamps works really, really well. Look how cool that looks. We will need to leave that to dry, but you can really see the textures there as well as the stamp has been pressed down and lifted off. I love that. I am going to pop this to side, and to one side we're going to work on the next thing. Next up, I am going to take a piece of paper. I've got a credit card that's being cut in half and some acrylic paint, and I am going to spread this over. I love using a credit card. It just, again, it's the texture it leaves. I want it different, so some I'd like it thicker, and in other places we'll just have it slightly less with a little bit of the teal showing. So that's the next one, and I'm going to leave that to dry for the time being as well. I've also taken this paper. This one is from my Make It. There's a couple of these in the kit, and I'm going to do exactly the same here actually. Just add a little bit of paint. And the thing is with mixed media, it's all about the layers. So don't get too hung up on things at the moment. It's something that the more layers you add, the better it looks. And if you don't like one of the layers, it's not the end of the world, because you end up with so many layers that it doesn't end up looking like it did when you didn't like it at that stage. One of the other nice things about using a credit card to apply, it applies quite thin if you allow it to. Obviously, the more paint you apply, the thicker it will be. But it does dry quite quickly. I'm going to go straight in with a stencil. I'm going to lay it on there. It needs to be nice and flat. Give the mist, I'm using a Dylusions ink spray there, a bit of a tap, and we'll give that a spray. Look how cool that looks. I love that. That looks so nice. Let's do a one in the middle there. If you don't want to, because obviously if you spray it, you're going to end up with a line on that edge. So if you want to avoid that line, just cover up any other spaces like that. I just want that sunshine in the middle. Had I have misted over here though, I would end up with yellow this end with a big block of white where that is. Whereas now that looks really cool. I'm really chuffed with that one. I've laid a leaf stencil down. I love this one. This one is a Crafter's Workshop. Oh, that one didn't come out quite as I expected. That happens a lot with misting, that sometimes it doesn't go quite as you expect. Let's try this one, like that. There we go. I'm also thinking I'd like something up there. Let's take this. So this time I'm going to use some ink and a stencil. And we're going to add some little flowers over the top. I'm not going to use these all together. They're going to be cut up afterwards and used on different pages. So I think that would be really, really fun. I'm almost like creating little journaling cards. But it's quite nice sometimes having a play of the mixed media all in one go. And then you can cut it up afterwards or add it afterwards to pages on different dates. So I am going to leave that one be for the time being and let that one dry. So I'm now, this one's nice and dry. I've got a stencil which I'm going to pop on top. We're going to go with yellow this time. Give that a little spray and leave that one to dry. I'm also fancying using a bit of a background stamp. This one's like a bit of a script, and I'm going to use this just lightly on this other part of the page like that, just so it's not really, really visual, but you can just about see it. Let's pop it over there as well. And while this layer is now drying, actually I could add a few layers up there. Let's do something else quickly. Let's add a little bit of red this time. Oh, that was brighter than I expected. See, now you're going to see that line. Actually, that didn't come out quite as I expected. So now you can see that line that I was talking about there. But I'm going to leave that one to dry now as well. And we're going to move on to this one. So this is now nice and dry. I'm going to go very roughly around with a pen. There's nothing about mixed media that screams perfection. It's definitely about letting that inner perfectionist go. It's almost like child's play, I find. We will be making a journal page very soon with all these pieces, but it's all about, like I said, layers, texture, colours. It's about playing, experimenting, and just having fun, just seeing what you come up with. I very rarely go in with an end game. I just think, oh, I wonder what will happen when I do this. So it's a really great way to use your supplies, your materials, your scraps, get everything out and have fun. And like today, I'm doing this all in stages. And so here I've got 4 different ones. I'm going to cut these out. And like I said, I'm not even going to use them all on the same page, but I love it when I've got bits and pieces. Oh, let's go down there. And quite often then, if I'm making a quick page, it could be I'm making a clean page, but I've got something already made up like this that I've made before. And then you can add a little bit of mixed media to your page without even getting all the messy stuff out. And sometimes you do want a big messy fix. You get all your stuff out on the table, have fun, and just kind of like do it all in one go. It's almost like doing like the background work, if that makes sense. You're doing the base of a page, but you're not actually creating a page. So I've cut these two out and I'm going to save these for next time. I might actually even do a little bit of stamping on these. That might look quite fun. And you can obviously do any colours that you choose. I do a little bit on this one. I just love how there's no rules. There's no rights or wrongs. It's just about having fun. Like I said, it's proper child's play. And you don't even need loads and loads of supplies. You don't need loads of stamps or inks or stencils. And you can even make your own. Actually, that would be fun to do. Let me show you something else. Right, this is very much a scrap piece of card now. As you can see, I have got a punch here. And I'm going to punch these out. Let's pop them on here. I will need my board. Let's grab this. Could actually do them up there. And these will be fun to use as well. What colour shall I go with? Right, let's go with a green. This is the mushy peas. Give it a bit of a tap. Try not to blast them too much, because if the blast is too much, it will blow them off the paper. There we go. And do go careful with them, because you will be able to use these as embellishments as well. So I may well keep these for my page. I think they will be fun. And as you can see, you've actually created your own stencil there. Doesn't that look cool? I was also wanting to use the new stamp from this month's kit. I love a chevron. I really do. I love using these so much. It's the first time I'm trying out this stamp. And the clear stamps, you use a clear acrylic block. You can pick them up very, very cheaply. I'll leave a link down below. If, however, you don't have one, you can even use the back of like a CD case. They are very naturally sticky, as you can see, and it will stick very, very well. So let's grab my StazOn ink. Sometimes it takes a few goes to get them going. Shall we do some practices, actually? Let's see how that looks. Oh, I like that. This is going to be fun. And the idea is then we are going to be cutting this out to use on our page. Quite often as well, if you're nervous about stamping straight onto a page, this is a really good way to practice. Pop it onto patterned paper, for example. Let's get some yellow on this one. And we are then going to be cutting them out, so you can have all kinds of colours in there. I think that will look really fun. Let's have a little bit of pink as well. It's like a pinky red in the end, that one, wasn't it? There. I love how these are looking. I've now got these little journal cards, so I'm going to cut these out. I think you can appreciate them so much better when they are cut. If you end up with any scraps, like something like this, you can still keep. If you like your scraps, this kind of thing is really cool, and you can always add them to a page as well. All part of the layers. We do love our layers. So we have just completely transformed this page. Doesn't that look fun? You imagine that with journaling, or obviously a photo there. I think that will look really, really nice. Let's do these as well. It's just a fun way, again, just to play with your supplies, because I don't know about you, but I have a lot, and I'm really bad at remembering to use things. I tend to get in a bit of a comfort zone and use the same things all the time, and sometimes I just need a little reminder to go back in and play with the stuff that gets forgotten. And there's something very, very therapeutic about mixed media. If you can let yourself go and not worry about the perfections, it's very, very therapeutic. Look at this one, and it's all very accidental, I feel. A lot of it when it comes to mixed media. Look how cool that looks. I love that one. That one's my favourite, I think. I really love this one as well. This one didn't go quite to plan. However, I do have plans for this one now. I'm going to take a punch, a heart punch, And I've got a little heart there, but I've also got a little heart there, which I really, really love as well. So we've got these little journal cards, which look super, super cute, which you can add to your pages. If you want to add any more stamping, if you wanted to add another flower, for example, you could. Like I said, it's all about the layers. I love the sun rays on that one. We've got that one there. Whoops. There. That one. And because it's not too dark, you can still journal over as well. And I love that one. So I'm really pleased with those. And like I said, if you want to keep any of the little scraps, you can, because they'd be good just to like pop in the sides of things and just add as extra layers. I'm thinking these might be dry now. So let's cut out some chevrons. This is all just super fast what I've done today. Obviously, I haven't taken great time or care into anything. It's just been a quick play. Look at that. Which anyone can do with just a few bits and pieces. Raid your kids' craft stuff. If you don't have paints, you can use pencils, water and colour pencils. You can add pens, just anything just to get a really colourful background. Pastels, crayons. Just grab some scribbles behind, and then once you stamp it over the top and cut it out, it just looks completely different. And I find as well, when I do this kind of thing, there's not a lot of waste. And if you've got any leftovers, you can just grab a punch and add them. There we've got a little Mickey Mouse there. And you could make a whole page of those, couldn't you? I'm excited to see these ones with the pink on. Let's see how they look. I think we'll do these and then we'll start making our page. You could also do a whole page and then add that to your journal. Just stick it onto a page. It's just, I find it easier sometimes than actually creating with mixed media straight onto a journal page. If you're just doing a few bits and pieces, a little bit of paint, for example, it's not so bad. But if you get it, especially if you've got really big stencils, and if you're, it depends how bulky your journal is as well. This one, for example, is quite chunky. You can see I've done quite a bit of mixed media on that page. But then sometimes if you're stamping, it can be quite difficult. It's quite spongy. Your pages aren't flat anymore, and you don't get then the full true look of the stamp. So in that kind of way, it is easier to do this. I'm now thinking these ones here, let's roughly cut those out. These look so cool. I love these flowers. That looks fab. I love that. Let's do these ones as well. I'm actually even thinking I really love this piece. I might even use this on my page. I think I'm ready to journal that photo. Right. And I just wanted to show you these flowers as well that I misted. Don't they look cool? Can you imagine if you've got like a sequin center or a gem? Wouldn't they look amazing? I may well add these to the page as well. So let's quickly recap on what we've made today. We have got some journaling cards. We have got these really pretty painted leaves. We have got some chevrons. We've also got some little painted sprayed flowers. And then we've got the ones that we've just punched out. I've just got a heart and a Mickey. And then these ones which came from a stencil as well, which I've cut around. So they're what we're playing with on our page. And then I'm also left with this as well, which I may well use. So this is the page I'm going to be working in. It's one of my DIY journals. And like you can see, I'm wanting to work on this page, but if I were to like get the mists out and things, it's a lot of bounciness going on. So that's not always great. I'm actually thinking I really love this bit here. Do you know, let's go for it. Let's tear off these. I'm thinking that in the bottom there. And adding the photo there, or even I think the pink will look quite nice with Aid's t-shirt. Oh, I like that. Oh, I really like that. Let's go with that. So, and the idea is now I've done all the messy bit. And so can you imagine if I'd have done that all in one sitting on one rainy afternoon, sat at the table, all the messy stuff out, and then today is a different day and I don't want to get the messy stuff out today. I don't have time. We're just like pretending. I just want a clean play. And this is then absolutely perfect because I've got all this ready made. Let's pop that there. Oh, I've just done the wrong one. I didn't want to use that one. Let's do this one. And I'll show you the reason I didn't want to use that other one. I will use it another time though. I'm excited to use it because those bits are joined together. Let's pop that there. And then I wanted to kind of like weave the leaves around my photo like that. Oh, that's quite nice because we've still got Walt showing there. Like that. I think that looks really cool. I like that. Straighten that just slightly. Then we could have, I wanted to journal a bit about this photo. Story, that though doesn't contrast against there. Today would be quite nice. I do like that one. Let's pop that underneath. I am going to cut this in half because that can be used another time. I may even use that in a minute. Let's pop that under like that. Again, it's all about adding the layers. I really like that up there actually. Or I'm going to pop that on top of the photo. Like that. Then the summer, I've still got the same one. I'd quite like the date actually. I think the date would be an important one to add. Am I wanting journaling there? I wasn't planning to journal that side. I was going to leave that for another page. But actually, do you know, that could work quite well. Let's trim this off here. I don't know if I'm going to keep this here at the moment. Let's pop that there and then actually have, I don't want photo, although let's tear that as well. Maybe I do want photo. And I'm thinking about, yes, I do want photo, popping that there. I quite like that. On the top there, I like the yellow of the sunshine on there. And obviously now I'm not getting any messy hands because it's all clean. I do like the idea of the date. There. Pop that like that. Do I want today on there as well? I don't know if I want the two. Oh, actually, the story would now work better on that side. Let's do that. Like that. I'm liking this a lot. I now want to get some chevrons. I'm thinking these ones would be better actually. That side. I think it's a better contrast. I hope you can see this properly. And then maybe the story up there. Or do I have the same matching? No, I do quite like that one as well. Let's go with the one with a little bit of like the deep pink up there. Let's go centre. I'm liking this a lot. Could have one there. Let's do that one. This is coming together so quickly. And then I've also got these other fun bits and pieces here as well. The little flowers. I may well end up doodling around these. And I may even make some more actually. I really like these. Put one there. They definitely need something to help them stand out a little bit. Definitely, I think, a little flat back gem or something. I'm just going to continue adding these little flowers. I've also got a little Mickey. I've been wondering, where do I put my Mickey? In some ways, I'm wishing the Mickey was in a reddy colour. Should I cut Mickey out of that? No, I think I've got too many of those. He doesn't really stand out. We could do the black outline, or I could just save him for another page. I think I'm trying to use him for the sake of using him at the moment, and I don't necessarily need to because I do quite like that page as it is. I really do like that one actually. Do you know what I'm actually fancying adding this to a different page? That's what I like about this kind of thing. You can just end up having so much fun. I'm wanting a bit more of a neutral page where I can just pop this on. I think maybe at the back. I do quite like adding other bits and pieces sometimes, so that when you come to do another page, you've almost got like a little start already. That doesn't go. Where did I see? I think it needs to be on one of these, like that. So let's pop that on there, like that. And I will use that some other stage, but I'm not using it today. I like that. Right, I'm going to go away. I've still got one more. Do I add this one? I don't need to. I'm adding again for the sake of adding. I would like to just go around the outside very roughly, but you wouldn't have to do this if you didn't want to. I just think it stands out just a little bit better. And again, with the punched flowers, I could have added stamped over the background or stenciled. I've just done all these very quickly as little examples to show you what can be done, but obviously you can do whatever you like. I've got some enamel dots here. I'm going to pop those in the center of the flowers because that really helps the flowers to stand out. I think this looks so cool. I like this. And I'm going to add a couple, I think, on the leaves as well. Why not? Like that. And I think it's just time for journaling now. And that's how quickly this page came together. And I've had so much fun. I really have. And like I said, can you imagine if you were doing that on 2 different days? This would have come together really quickly and you'd have clean hands, which is so good because you don't always want all the messy stuff out. So that's my page, and you saw how quickly it came together because I was filming it in real time, apart from stopping just to do my journaling, which came together very quickly. That's it. So I am super chuffed with that. I will be doing some other things in my Zoom class this week. Like I said, I will leave all the details below. And you are more than welcome to join in. It's in the class tier, which is, I think it's £5.50 a month plus your local tax, if I remember right. But I'll leave the link below if you want to go and check it out and come and have some fun with me. That would be really cool. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I've had so much fun. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Lots of love. Bye.